All right, so let's hop into it. I have a question for you. When was the last time that someone said that you are too something, too loud, too wild, too uh, um, too opinionated, too maybe your laugh is too much, or maybe someone has said something about how you are too heavy, your weight is too much. When was the last time that happened? Hey, Teresa, I'm so glad I can see comments. Yay, yay, yay. Anytime recently or anytime period has someone said that to you? I want to address that. And maybe it's because I'm getting older. I don't know. Teresa said just today I'm too loud. You're too loud? Okay. I know Teresa personally, so I'm like, there's a lot of things I might say, but too loud is not one of them. Anyway, okay. So if you have been told that, I want to stop. I want us to take a breath, to stop and take a breath. And I want us to think about why we might have apologized or stepped back or shrunk ourselves when someone says we are too something. Hey, Carol, nice to see ya. In my older age, I've realized that the people that say that to me are really not my people. They're really not. I have, a full-time job in a very non-woo-woo world. And when I talk about, even when I started teaching yoga, and this was not that long ago, I got certified in 2017. It was sort of like, why are you doing that? And I'd be sort of quiet about it. And then I started getting into crystals and essential oils. Love them both for different reasons. And then I started coaching. Started using energy work, EFT tapping, not only for my healing, because I had gone to therapy for several years, and I was just done with therapy, and I needed something else, and I knew I needed something else. I just didn't know what. I discovered emotional freedom technique, or tapping, and so then they were like, "Well, you're gonna do what?" And again, sort of either wouldn't talk about it or just skim over it. Now, I have learned that it's all about approach, it's all about intention, and it's all about being comfortable with what I'm saying, right? If I, and I tell my clients and my students this: if you go with a plan, if you go to someone that your life is changing and you're making a huge change, if you go to them with a solid plan, with the right intention, and that you are on board energetically with it, then more than likely they may not like it, but they will see that you are excited about it and that you've thought this through and all the things, right? So that's sort of the way I approach things now. Many times when people say that we're too something, it's because, well, there's several reasons, but one is because that you don't fit their version of you, or you don't fit their version of you. Yeah. You're in a box, right? I have a daughter box, I have a niece box, I have a cousin box, I have a wife box, I have a fur mom box, I have all these boxes, right? And many times people put you in that box and they expect certain things out of you, and when you do something that they don't expect, then you're too something, too loud, too much, too whatever. But ultimately, that's who we are. That's who we are. Again, I'm not hurting anybody. If you notice, I have purple hair. Again, that's something that is, I have purple underlay. Again, that's something that's like, you do what? I think it's cute. I love it. I'm sorry you don't like it. Not my problem. You don't pay for me getting my hair done. So, and so it's usually them. You've been put in a box of what their expectations are, what they perceive you to be, how you are supposed to act, the shouldas, you should do this, you should do that, or you shouldn't. And for us to, because I think our brain a lot of the times makes us want to be people pleasers, and so we sort of shrink ourselves. We apologize for being the two whatever. And oh, thank you, Carol. I love it too. Thank you. And we do that to sort of shrink ourselves into sort of, but that's who you are. That's who you are. I love purple. If you know me, you know I love purple. Obviously from my hair, but like my phone case and, okay. And that's okay. I'm not hurting anybody. Right? We talked about last week on Thursday nights, the membership, our monthly membership, about the first step to self-worth is acceptance. And that's all of it. A lot of times when I do an exercise in class, I say, what are your attributes, or, da, da, da. And always sort of, people tend to, I'm friendly, I'm caring, I'm, da, da, da. And they tend to leave out things like, I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. That is me. And part of me in developing my own self-worth is accepting the fact that I'm stubborn. Like, does that cause challenges sometimes? Absolutely. Does it also work to my benefit sometimes? Absolutely. That is who I am. And so when someone says, you're just too stubborn, no, that's who I am. I'm sorry you don't like it. Really, I'm not even sorry at this point. But let's this week, as we go through the week, if someone says that you are too something, and especially if you have a knee-jerk reaction to a negative knee-jerk reaction, because now if somebody says you're too stubborn, yes I am, it doesn't faze me, right? I don't care. I'm trying to think of anything that would be too, somebody said too something, probably too fat to do yoga. Too fat to do yoga is my, you want to get me started, because that's not true. That's a whole different talk on a Wednesday. But sorry, I thought I heard our friend Squirrel. Yes, it was him. He violated boundaries. I thought I felt him in my feet. Sir, we have boundaries. Or ma'am, we have boundaries. So this week, as we go through, if you have a knee-jerk reaction, check those emotions. What are those emotions? Why are we having those emotions? And remind yourself that it's not you. It's probably not you. It's really probably not. It's probably them. They have an expectation of you, or a specific idea in mind about you, and you're just not checking that off, and that is okay. Let's get into the habit of not apologizing, for not shrinking, for not standing in the shadows, for not saying the things. Let's push that aside, and let's find the things that we accept about ourselves and increase our confidence and increase our self-worth. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Teresa says that is so true. It's not about us, it's about them. It is. And one of my favorite quotes is, other people's opinions are none of my business. Other people's opinions of me. Sorry, I left that part out. Other people's opinions of me are not my business. They're not. Do I hold my husband's opinion very highly? Of course I do. Mm-hmm. You know, my inner circle. Of course I do. But unless you're in my inner circle, unless I'm, married to you or you're paying bills, no, thank you for your 2 cents, right? So this week, like I said, as they come up, check where they are. And if you're having problems or you're struggling with working through that, guys, this is what we do on Thursday nights. This is what we do on Thursday nights during Embracing Me. The group of ladies work through this kind of stuff. We work through the blocks that are holding us back from standing up, being seen, being heard, all the things, right? And it is a wonderful group of women. We meet at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. I will link it down below as soon as I'm off here. They're great. And they work hard to heal and move forward. And the steps that these ladies have made, I'm so proud of them. It's not easy to say, hey, I want to do this. I want to heal. I want to work on myself. We do laugh. We sometimes cry. I sometimes, when I ask questions, get people's tongues stuck out at me because they don't like the question. And that is okay. That's what a coach is for, to ask the hard questions and to have a safe space for each of you to be heard, be seen, and to heal. That's what it's there for. Teresa says Thursday night is so great. I love it. Wonderful supportive group. It is. It is a wonderful, wonderful supportive group. So if you're interested, come join us Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. And again, I will put the link in the comments. Teresa says it's not easy to heal, but it's nice to have friends to do it, right? It is so nice to have that support. And just this week, listen, part of the membership is that we have a private Facebook group and we post stuff in there, and we're supporting each other throughout the week, and that is so wonderful, and I love it. Okay, so each week, I pull a little angel card. It has one word on it, and I love this for us because it just sort of sums it up, and that's presence. It's presence. This is your card to remind you your presence matters. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. You matter. Don't shrink. Don't apologize. You're not to anything. Okay? Your presence. Be you. You are the only you. You are the only you. So be you. All right, ladies, I have talked enough today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week, and I will see you soon.